of the CFO is definitely changing and evolving over time. In the past 5 to 10 years, I would say it's really evolving more as a business partner, one that is being relied upon by the CEO to help run the business and understand the different areas of the business to help the business grow and develop. It's just not about accounting. It's just not about the debits and credits. It's about how to make that business grow and develop and progress and win market share. That is probably done through a lot of FP&A work from a CFO perspective. The accounting organization sometimes may feel like it gets left behind a little bit, but the FP&A area is trying to up their game, if you will, to show more to the company of how the company is working, how the company is progressing, the metrics that they have for their success. Yeah, the CEO is a demanding expectation of finance people. I love it because it really is going toward how do I help the business progress? How do I become a better partner with the rest of the organization, the other executives on the team? Really look for me to be the guidance principle around how we are to achieve our financial results. So it goes from 5-year strategy, breaking it down into a 5-year model, understanding our budgets, how do we achieve our budgets for that next year, how do we set ourselves up for success and maybe make some investment decisions that can help us maybe even progress revenue faster in the future years. The part of our job is sort of an unsung hero too as well, where when they don't hear from us or they don't hear issues from an accounting perspective is a good thing. So it sort of relates to an offensive lineman in football. The only time you hear about him is when there's penalties happening or he misses his block. And that's sort of a little bit of what the finance and accounting side is that sometimes we get sort of left out, and we maybe sometimes feel left out because we're doing our job so well that people don't need to worry about hearing about us. It's only those times when you missed an accrual or you're over your budget that all of a sudden the finance people get more involved. And that's why the CEO then says, okay, get those things done, those basics. And now I want you to derive value. I want you to derive the more understanding of our business and help me make this business progress and make the revenue go faster, make us spend our money in the right areas that we can drive the organization faster along and to be successful. Yeah, the one problem that needs to be solved is how to get information out of our accounting system and marry it up with our forecasting and budgeting system as efficient as possible, and be able to alert you and to tell you when there are either good things or bad things. So it's not only just the data itself, but helping to provide a story, helping to provide maybe a leading indicator that enables you to help make decisions that you need to make a decision now, or potentially down the road, there's going to be bad consequences that may happen if you don't make a decision, and help that company progress further or functional area progress further too in their job. Yeah, the technology in the finance area is definitely progressing fast. You talk a lot about forecasting tools, budgeting tools, modeling tools that enable you to sort of get out of your Excel world a little bit. Those are being progressed faster and faster. Even AI technology is coming into play in the finance area these days. That is enabling our people to be more efficient, to not just worry about doing mundane tasks, but now evaluating and understanding the data at hand to be able to tell a better story of what's happening, how the company is progressing, how the company is working. So the AI is now hitting the finance area full steam ahead. Yeah, I think the AI, the use of AI technology in the finance area and accounting is still at the forefront, even though there's more and more of it happening every day. The areas that you typically see it happening is, the accounts receivable. These are transactional type activities like accounts receivable, accounts payable, accounts cash application pieces of the organization. Those are the organizations that you can see it helping tremendously right off the bat today. You're starting to see things going into the accrual world, how you do accruals, being able to automate those accruals that happen from an accounting perspective, and even starting to help you have more sophisticated models in the FP&A area as far as budgeting and forecasting. Yeah, everyone wants to understand when the robots are coming, when Will Smith is going to come and take over our accounting jobs. I don't see that really ever happening. I see it as a progression, even over the last, you could say 50 years when we used to, and this wasn't me, I'm not that old, but when we had the green ledger paper and column spreadsheets, or not even spreadsheets, but just paper, the 11 column paper that would go out and you'd write down your journal entries and accounting and keep them into hard books. And then computers came along and now accounting systems come along. So there's all these things that have allowed to help us to become more efficient, but the number of jobs in finance and accounting keep on going up. And that's because people are they want to understand the data and make it into a story. And so I think from a computer perspective and the robots, they'll help us put the data together, but they're not going to be able to tell the story why. And that's the value that you can add as a finance and accounting professional, is to be able to tell the story to your CEO, to your department head, to other executives in the organization, each functional group, of why the financial numbers are the way they are and how they can make them better, how they can increase their revenue, how can they increase their marketing efficiency, how can they produce more products and help understand the areas that make them better overall in the organization. Yeah, everyone always wants to understand, how do I become the best finance person, accounting person in the company and the job? I think there's two things. One, there's obviously the baseline of knowledge of accounting and finance, how it works, the principles associated behind it. And there is how efficient you could be on getting that work done. So unfortunately, the tool that we use the most, which is probably not the best tool, but it is what we use the most, is Excel. And being able to have a advanced expert, / expert skill level in Excel is probably the best tool and best thing you can have. It's almost a quasi IT finance type role that makes you become more efficient at your job. There are tools that are out there that help you be able to do it without Excel. I would encourage those to be learned and done, but Excel sometimes is sort of the fallback if you don't have some of the other tools in place. Within the finance area, accounting area, there's always subject to errors, right? We have so many things that are happening in the organization that I'm involved in. We have 50 people that help us do accounting, finance, cash applications, collections, the whole gamut. And everyone's going to make errors. And the thing to do is, how do you prevent those errors? How do you have controls in place to be able to do that? So right now, maybe a lot of those controls are manual. Maybe they're account reconciliations that are done manually. But I think as you use technology even greater in the world that we have today, some of those controls now can be done automatically, and the error rate then will go down. By using technology, the error rate can go down. The ability to understand the information better, to help the functional organization understand how their financial information is put together, all becomes a lot easier and a lot better for us to do.